Hi, it's Adam from realitymanifestation.com, and in this video I'm going to be going through how visualization works and how to use visualization to take control of your life. So now, getting straight into it, whenever you recall a memory, your mind comes up with an image that represents that memory, and based on the associations to that image will determine how you feel and remember that memory. An issue many of us have is we have images that are being constantly replayed like a habit from our subconscious minds, and we aren't consciously aware of what those images are. And those images influence both our behavior and how we feel, and we aren't even consciously aware of what those images are. Well, at least a lot of the images our minds are constantly replaying. Your mind has internal imagery that is influencing how you feel about specific circumstances and situations. If you go to think about a specific area in your life, you'll likely notice a certain image or type of images come to your mind. Or if they don't, and you have a strong association and feeling, whether positive or negative, there will be images still coming up, but you're just likely not consciously aware of them. Visualization is a way of communicating with the unconscious mind in parts of our minds we can't communicate with directly, consciously. If you change the imagery you have about a particular situation, or change the qualities of that image, basically the images that tend to come to your mind when you think of that area, or if you change the imagery you are focusing on in your mind right now, you'll change how you feel, even if it doesn't logically make sense to why. It's not a perfect analogy, but visualization in a way acts as a translator. The visual imagery and the quality of the image, including how bright it is, the colors, the positioning of those images, will communicate differently to your unconscious mind, and changes how the translation is being translated to your unconscious mind. So if everything I'm saying so far sounds a little bit complicated, as it's quite difficult to describe without going into a lot of detail, basically all you need to take from what I've just said is this: visualization is a way of being able to communicate with your unconscious mind, and whenever you go to recall a memory or past experience, the mind will recall it with an image that represents that memory, and if you change the qualities of that image, it will change how you experience that memory. And the mind, quite often like a habit, will keep recalling the same past experiences, the same past memories. And this is important to know, as how a past memory, a past experience is being represented within your mind through specific imagery, maybe causing you to feel disempowered, negative states that could be holding you back. And you've likely already heard the phrase before, but it's good to hear in case you haven't. The mind can't tell the difference between something that we vividly imagine and something that we actually experience. And again, it isn't a perfect explanation or analogy, but it's because, in a way, based on the images within your mind, that's what's being translated to your unconscious mind. So if you want to take back control of your life and how you feel about specific areas or your overall life, I'm going to give you some exercises you can apply immediately now so you can put this theory into practice. And I'm also going to leave a link to a video in the description box down below where I've already done a video on these techniques I'm about to go through in much more detail and where I guide you through them. So now take any area where you feel disempowered, you have a negative association to, and think of what kind of imagery tends to come to you as you think of that area. Keep thinking through different areas you may be currently experiencing challenges within till an image comes to your mind. For example, if you have a phobia or a fear of public speaking, what tends to come to your mind as you think or go to see yourself speaking on a stage? So it doesn't have to be public speaking. Take an area that causes you personally to go into a disempowered state. And when you have that image, take it, make it darker and dimmer, and push it further and further away till it's off in the distance, until you can barely see it. How does that image, how does that situation feel for you right now? If you're following along, it likely now feels less intense. Now create another image to the side of it, where within it you're achieving, feeling, or you've got what you want, and you're living it right now. But within that image, see yourself of how you'd want that situation to be. So again, if it's public speaking, see yourself being confident in performing or speaking very well. Once you've created that image, make it bigger and brighter and overlapping and replacing the previous image that you had originally, and keep repeating and looping back through this process of having the original image and bringing the new image in front of it. You want to condition your mind and make this a habit, so doing this consciously, and eventually your mind will do this automatically and have a new, more empowering image come to you, rather than something that disempowers you. So eventually you could go from feeling weak, unconfident, or just generally disempowered about a certain area, to feeling euphoric, confident, excited. Just from replacing the imagery your mind is automatically playing. So I would seriously consider forming a habit of thinking about what images tend to come to your mind when you think about certain areas, and seeing whether it's worth going through this process to change the imagery that is coming to your mind automatically. And again, I'm going to leave a link to a video down below where I'll guide you through this technique I've gone through in more detail. I hope you found this video useful. If you've liked it, if you can give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Also share this video with anyone who you think will benefit from learning more about visualization, and comment down below on how you found this technique if you went through it. I hope you found this video useful, and I shall see you soon.